Welcome back to the All Things Croatia Podcast, everybody. We got a really cool guest today. I'm super excited to talk to him. We have Mario Klarić. He is a drummer, and he's been drumming for a long time, and most recently just drummed at the Thompson concert at the Hipodrom in Zagreb, where over 500,000 people, 500,000 people, were in attendance. It was the largest paid concert in history ever. So super excited to hear about that. But before we do, Mario, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Danko, thank you very much, man. I've been a big fan of your podcast, and thank you for having me. And hello to all of your viewers.
Oh man, I appreciate that. It means a lot. Yeah, super excited to have you on. Really excited. I
Thanks.
want to talk about the concert and hear everything about the
Of
concert.
course.
But first, I kind of want to ask, about you. If you could just tell us about yourself, where you're from. I hear you're, born and raised in Karlovac, right?
Yeah, yeah. I was born and raised in Karlovac, still living there. It's a quite mid-sized town in Croatia, central Croatia. I have like 25 minutes of driving to the capital of Croatia, Zagreb, city of Zagreb. So I never had ambition to live in Zagreb, and Zagreb is traffic heavy, and mainly are those are mainly the reasons I'm not particularly fond of living in Zagreb. But yes, yeah, I come from a musical family. My father is a musician. He's also a drummer. My grandfather, his father, he was also a musician. He played accordion. And I have a super talented brother who is, a super talented drummer, but he doesn't play. He from the very small age he showed a lot of stage fright. So he said, "I'm gonna support you. You're the man," But his son, my nephew, he's a really talented drummer. He's only 4 years old, but and I'm rooting for his career someday maybe.
Yeah, wow. So the whole entire family is musical.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Huh.
From
So,
my father's side, yeah, yeah.
uh-huh. So when you were a kid, growing up, were you playing, guitar and drums and stuff or what?
Uh, yeah, mostly drums because my father, as I said, he was and still is a drummer, and our household was always filled with music. I remember the first band and first record I heard was from the Beatles, and the Beatles were huge. Beatles had a huge impact on my life and my future, musical journey. So the drums were always set up in the living rooms, and sticks were always, I didn't sleep with teddy bears. I slept with drumsticks. So that was, I always said to people that music and drums are my destiny. So
Hmm.
yeah.
That's awesome. Sleeping with the drumsticks. I love
Oh yeah.
that. Wow, so the
there was a
first
huh?
Go ahead,
There
go
was a
ahead.
time when I was little. I started playing drums when I was 4 years old, and my father taught me the first lessons. Like first rudiments, first notes and all that stuff. And that's and the my mother recalled. She told me when you were 5 years old, you were drumming in your sleep. So I had to bend your father from teaching you furthermore because the things are escalating and getting out of control. So yeah, I had a short break, but I was revolted on my mother, and I've continued with practices and all that stuff with drums.
Uh-huh. And you mentioned the Beatles, so the Beatles were kind of
Yeah,
your first influence. Who were some of those
yeah,
other
yeah.
early influences on you?
Uh, Yeah, the Beatles were extremely, the first one I've ever heard, from the foreign music. When I was more older, I've discovered Prljavo Kazalište. There were, very big artists, and still are very big artists in Croatia. I also discovered Marko Thompson. He was like, he's our national treasure. And when I reached my teen years, I also discovered Led Zeppelin, and I
Mm.
also listened, and I also play a lot of jazz music, like Weather Report, Miles Davis, John Coltrane, and all that artists. But yeah, the Beatles were the first one that had an impact on me, and Ringo Starr, John Bonham from Led Zeppelin. Those are my number one, influences.
Well, playing from what I'm not a drummer myself. I can drum a little bit. I mean, I play guitar,
Oh,
and
that's cool.
I'm a
Oh, nice, nice. We should
guitarist.
jam sometime. Yeah,
That would
that
be
should be fun.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that would be
I would love
awesome.
that. Next
Yeah,
time I'm in Croatia, we're gonna have to set that up.
yeah. Hit me up, please. It will be my honor.
Yes, absolutely. But I can play a little bit of drums, and from what
Cool.
I understand and just what I read and stuff, going from the Beatles playing the drums to Beatles songs versus Bonham playing Led
Yeah,
Zeppelin, skill
yeah,
wise or sort of
yeah.
technical wise, it's a big difference,
Yeah,
right?
it's a big difference, but I will maybe I love Ringo. He was like a song drummer. You know what I mean? He was serving the purpose and arrangement of the song, and he did a lot of creative drumming. You can hear that on Come Together, for example. A typical drummer would do maybe 2 and 4 on snare drum, eight note on hi hat, but he did something totally how can I say that out of the box,
Yeah,
so
that's
that's really
true.
cool from him. Yeah, yeah.
So is that sort of where you got started with a lot of like how did you start liking jazz? Because you named a lot of rock bands, but also
Oh yeah,
jazz.
it was a natural transition. It was um, a lot of my friends from high school and music school. I went to the music school in Karlovac. They were all into jazz, and as a drummer, I started listening about the jazz drummers, and later you found out with whom those jazz drummers played with. So it naturally came. The first and my biggest inspiration is still today till today Miles Davis. He had terrific musicians from all his periods in his career. Also John Coltrane, as I mentioned earlier. Weather report is incredible. There is one when we're gonna talk about Thompson, our bass player Ante Jurinovic from Marcos band. He played with weather reports keyboard player pianist Joe Zavino, and he said about him he was a guest in Croatia. He played with the band from Klagenfurt. Ante studied in Klagenfurt in Austria, and he was, I don't know, like 20, 21 years old. And Joe Zawinul said, this guy on bass player, with all the bass players I had chance playing with, like Jaco Pastorius, Victor Bailey. This guy's incredible. If I say if he's incredible, then he's incredible. So
Wow.
it's an honor to be friends and play with Ante in Marco's band. It's incredible. So
Yeah,
incredible.
well, yeah, must be an incredible musician if,
Yeah, 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 yeah. And a great guy, great friend, my older brother. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Well, what you mentioned music school in Karlovac. What
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
do after that? Were you still, you were playing in bands or
Oh
what?
yeah, oh yeah. I was started to gig around town. I was like 16 till 18 years old. That was the period. I saved some money. My father always came with me because I was a minor. He always came with me to the gigs so he can take care of of me. I had I always wanted to go to America in New York City to Drummers Collective. That's a music school in based on Manhattan, and there were a lot of great musical drumming cats were teachers there, and it was always my dream to go there, and I always knew America, that's impossible for a guy from Carlos. But I had to quit my dream about that. So my professor in Karlovac for drums and percussion, I wanted to start preparing for a music academy in Graz. It's actually a conservatory, you know.
Hmm.
So we started to prepare all those exercises, etidas, and compositions, and more rudiments, and everything, to be prepared for the audition. But in the summer of 2009, there was a seminar from which the teachers from the drummers collective were coming, teaching the students, and so you can apply and be there and study from them, like 10 days straight. You hang with them, and you just great learning and hanging out experience. And the gentleman who I must say hi to him via this podcast. His name is Petar Čurić. He was a guy who organized all this. It was called East Meets West, and I saw that application, not application form, but it was how can I say, a commercial, a commercial a paper where East meets West, drummers, teachers from the drummers collective are coming here to teach and all that, and the bottom sentence had like apply for a scholarship, competition for a scholarship at 1 month studying at the collective, in the New York. So that was one that motivated me to go there. And I was in that seminar, and it came the day of competition, and I won a scholarship there for one
Wow.
month. And my time when I finished my high school, in Karlovac, uh, I applied for a full-time scholarship there in America, and I got it. 2 years I was there studying, about music, about various styles of music, about music business, about studio recording, all that. I came, with a lot of information, and it was a very blessing experience in my life.
Wow, that's awesome. Going from Karlovac to
Yeah.
New York is a big
Yeah,
change. How did you like
it's a
it?
big change. Yeah, it was incredible. As I said before, Carlos is a really quaint town. Really quiet town. There isn't. There's not. People are not rushing. Through the life. But New York, you've probably been there 100 times. New York is incredible town, a city that never sleeps, as they say it. And I had a blast, every day studying drums and music, hanging out with those teachers, going to the clubs, listening to that music. That's incredible experience for a 18-year-old kid,
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you talked about the Zagreb traffic you don't want to deal with,
Yeah.
but then you're in New
Oh yeah,
York, it's
but
even
New York
worse.
City traffic is even worse.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's a great experience
Cool.
that you were able to do that 2 whole years in New York
Oh yeah,
studying and
that's
everything.
incredible experience.
Well, how did you, let's get into, talking about Thompson and the
Uh,
concert. How did you
okay.
even get in contact with him? How did he reach out to you? How did that even start?
It was uh, actually Branimir Mihajlovic, who is his producer. He called me, and it was last year around Christmas time, and he said we're gonna record some Marco Perkovic Thompson songs. Are you in for that? I've said, of course. He's a big artist here in our whole region, and I was really stoked, when he suggested if we want to do that. And when time arrived, we recorded at his studio, and I first and that was the first time I met Marco. After Christmas last year, we started. The plan was to record 3 songs, and the rest of the guys from Split. He was simultaneously recording his new material in Split. So it was, divided. Some tracks and songs were gonna be done in Zagreb, and some are gonna be done in Split. So he wanted to do these 3 songs with Branimir. He also played the keyboards he was a bald guy with glasses. He was if you're gonna look to the stage, he was on the right side, the right side keyboardist. And So I met Marco. Marco didn't know about me. He Branimir was the guy, was the man who suggested me to the Marco, and we met. And it was Marco has a magnificent aura around him. He's such a great guy, he's such a humble person. You know how they say that the biggest artists in the world are humble and easy to talk people. He's all that.
Hmm.
There wasn't even a slice of negativity from his side. I never, he's so calm and as I said, humble and very musical and a genius in songwriting and in producing and making music. That really had a big impact on me from him as a person and as a professional.
Hmm. So he plays a big part in
Oh yeah,
like the
yeah.
musicality of it all and
Oh yeah,
producing.
oh yeah. He actually he has an iPhone, he and on his iPhone he has an app called GarageBand. You're familiar with that, I'm sure.
Hmm.
He arranged the whole songs, the drums, guitars, string section. We did, he transferred that project to the Logic project in Branimir's computer, and we actually I transcribed all the parts he wrote, and actually it was all his idea, the whole thing you hear and listen from his music.
Wow. So which three
Yeah.
songs were you recording?
Yeah, the first three songs were Oluja. That was the first song. The second was Kralj Tomislav, King Thomas, and the third one was Nepročitano pismo, unwritten, unread message.
Hmm.
Right. So, and the next day we had a reserved. How can I say? We The next day was also a recording day, just in case if we don't record everything the day before, and we recorded everything the day before, all three songs. And he said, "I have two more songs. Would you be interested in recording?" I said, "Of course." And we did in that session we did Zagora
Hmm.
and Bleiburg. After that day ended, we had, we were relaxing in the lobby of Branimir's studio, and Marco said, "You know what? We are doing the whole record, the whole album here, and you're playing drums on it." So I recorded every song except Život Live, which is the
Hmm.
last track on the album. That's only with acoustic guitars and Ako ne znaš što je bilo. If you don't know what happened, song that was recorded by Neno Boric, and that was recorded way before we even met.
Hmm.
So that's 10 songs on the album I recorded.
Wow, that's crazy. And starting from thinking you're only going to record, these three.
Yeah, this three song. That's a pleasant surprise and really great honor.
Wow. Well, so then the concert at the Hippodrome, half a
Hmm.
million people, largest
Yeah,
ticketed concert in history. That was your first performance with the
with
band
him.
Thompson.
Yeah, and the whole new band, and with him, and okay, we were prepared. We had like 30 rehearsals. And it
Hmm.
was really detailed rehearsals, and we all had input. Mark always said to us, "You were the guys I selected. I have full confidence and trust in you and your musicality." There are always minor things artists want, to adjust, but those were very, very minor things. Everything was, based on our musicality and experiences and understanding the matter of Marco. What
Hmm.
I think. I mean. So I played with a lot of artists and in front of a lot of people, never in front of 500,000 people. But Marco made sure we all felt safe, relaxed, and happy. He's that kind of person, and that kind of musician.
Uh-huh. And you said you guys rehearsed about 30 times. Were you going
Yeah,
over the
yeah.
entire set
Yeah,
list?
we were we were doing like a month. We were just doing first 10 songs, and the first week. The second week was the second part of 10 songs, from 11th till 20th. And the third week was the last 10 songs from the whole set of 30 songs. Then we switched to we went to Hippodrom's hangar, where the Arabian Dubai company, they stored their PA systems and light, and all that stuff. Our technicians, they set up a big LED screen, and PA, and a smaller PA system with in-ear monitors for all of us, and we were doing we were rehearsing the concert, like from start to the beginning. That was more intense because we did it without breaks, without
Hmm.
because we didn't have any breaks on concerts. So we had to strategize. We had to make a strategy for each one of other in band, where we can drink water, where we
Hmm.
can relax for a bit. But I was so hyped during that rehearsals. I wanted to do the concert 3 times in a row. That's really incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what? It was 30 songs, right? That you guys
Yeah, yeah, 30 songs. Yeah, yeah. Plus,
30.
plus intro and outro, which we didn't play. It was we was going through, the PA and the LED screens.
Hmm. And so not only, I mean, of course, you recorded the 10 songs on the album, but you had to go
Hmm.
back and learn all the other songs.
Oh yeah,
What's
yeah.
that process like for you?
Oh, that process was Marco asked me to officially come into the band around 1st of April. So when he asked me, 1st of April, that's April Fool's Day. I thought when he asked me that he was kidding, fooling around with me, but it was true. He wanted me in the band, and it wasn't a joke. So around that time, he officially asked me to come into the band, and from that time, he already knew the set list. It had a minor, switcheroos and that stuff. I had a long time. I had 2 months to prepare the whole show. So I had I'm a good sight reader. I read music really well. So I did a method. First I transcribed the whole song. Just I did a song per day. That
Hmm.
was um that was the whole process. And while I have a good while I transcribe the songs, I have a good ear memory. I can remember the melodies and parts. So it was like I wrote all down, and I was playing through the song with my sheet music. And after that, I kind of bit by bit, I've moved out the sheet music, and I played songs by heart.
Hmm.
And that was the process for all songs. Some easier songs, I've done like two in a day, that were like Mo Ivane, my and I don't know which one, short ones, basically.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What was the most difficult song to learn?
Oh, most difficult song for me to learn. It actually isn't difficult as much as it has 9 minutes of music. It's Bosta, Bosta.
Hmm.
It was on track list. If you remember, it was after Kletva Kraja Zvonimira. It was fifth, if I'm not wrong. The challenge was only because it's a long song. It's like 9 minutes long, and it's kind of a prog rock, symphonic prog rock song, which even has a time signatures in one part. It has
Hmm.
like two bars of 9/8 and 7/8, and I'm a fond of that. I'm really big fan of old time music. That one, but two songs are are very challenging for me to play, and that are on the concert, and that are Kletva Klaja Zvonimira and Čavoglave.
Hmm.
Those were, and I'm gonna say something for your podcast exclusively. When we were playing Čavoglave, I had a big cramp on my in my leg on how's that? Remind me, please, Stanko, the muscle one, the muscle on your leg.
Your calf muscle?
Calf muscle, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
It got cramped, and so we had like a minute before that song and the next song, and Bani, the second keyboard player, when the fireworks exploded, all that debris went down, and it all, it was all on his keyboards. He needed to clean it up, and I had to, get rid of my cramp in the leg. So it was, that moment I will share for only for you and your viewers. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exclusively,
Wow.
yeah.
But then everything in the end,
Oh
it
yeah,
worked
went
out,
it
huh?
went it went well and worked out fine, and it was a blessing doing that concert. And I want to thank Marko and Branimir Mihajlovic for calling me and having a faith in me to perform on that concert.
Hmm. Were you nervous at all? I mean, even before
No.
leading
Oh
up,
no, no. I
no?
was very excited. I was like a boxer going into the match. I was
Hmm.
on, let's go, let's go, I can't wait. I want to feel that, and before that I played in front of 140,000 people in South America with one big Mexican artist, and that was, from that moment after that concert, I've told myself I'm not gonna play anything bigger than that. But here came Marco, and he broke all the records. So it's the feeling is, people are asking me what's the feeling, and feeling is actually, you cannot describe that feeling, because that energy, the togetherness of people, they all came to celebrate our country and love between each other, and faith in God. That's our Croatian, identity. They all came in peace and love, so they motivated us even more to perform. Big honor, big honor.
Hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. Not even, the fact that you're playing in front of 500,000 people, say just at a normal concert
Yeah, it
playing,
was like a normal
regular.
concert, normal bigger concert, but we had a prayer before the show, and we are all, we all believe in God, for all of us in the band and the production team and organizers. So that was one more thing that uh, made us more secure during the performance, and more confident. That was a really important part of the performance.
Hmm. Yeah. I know people in the media, they were talking about, maybe something could happen but
Yeah,
there
yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
end there was no incidents,
There
and
was no incidents, and that's that the media who were spreading that negative connotations were actually people who are against Marco and his ideology, and you know how can I say that? Not everyone are super proud of Marco and his accomplishments, because there are a lot of different views on religion and politics, and general stuff, But Marco is here to spread love, and love for your country. Be proud of who you are, and respect others and love others, all religions, all countries, Marcos, all that. I've never, as I said before, I never heard anything bad about anyone from him, you know.
Hmm. Absolutely, yeah. Well, yeah, we were talking before the podcast, before we started
Hmm.
recording,
Oh
you
yeah,
asked
yeah,
me if I was there, and
yeah.
it was crazy. I imagine it's different, you're there backstage and preparing, I was
Oh
there
yeah,
with everyone attending, and
nice.
we turned on I came from Shara, the Ante
Hmm.
Starčević, and so we walked
Uh-huh.
all the way down there, and then you turn right on that bridge. I forget what that
Oh
bridge is
yeah,
even
yeah, yeah.
called, but just and you look around, and this is 6 hours before the concert is even
Oh yeah,
starting, and you look around, and all you can see are people. You're just in this,
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
people all around you, all walking
Yeah,
to the same
the
place.
ocean of people. Yeah, yeah, incredible. Can I ask you what was your favorite moment from the concert, or favorite song, or basically favorite moment for yourself?
Favorite moment is tough to
Uh
say.
huh.
The very beginning was really cool. It was Ustani Siene, right?
Siena, yeah, yeah, that was incredible. That shocked even me. Branimir told us, guys, be prepared for the first song. We're gonna activate the whole set of fire flamethrowers and fireworks. Don't get put off from your job doing your business. And but I've heard the main when the main screens went off, with fireworks. I was like, what's happening, And after I saw the second one, when the all delayed towers were throwing fireworks, I said, wow, keep yourself cool, man.
Yeah, yeah, because you want to
Yeah.
enjoy in it too, but you
Oh
also have
yeah,
to
yeah,
play
yeah, yeah.
that.
And we
Yeah,
even didn't we from stage musicians we didn't even see the drone show. That was
that's
but
right.
we saw at the videos people posted, and it was
Hmm.
incredible. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is another one of my favorite
Oh,
parts,
as
the
another. Okay,
drones.
sorry to interrupt you.
Well, no, yeah, I mean, I'm glad you brought it up because the drones were really cool to
Yeah,
see because it's fun for
yeah,
us. We see you guys playing, but then we see the drones above it and
yeah,
some
yeah,
really
yeah.
cool
Making that
images.
images. Yeah, yeah. Symbolic images. Yeah, cool, cool.
The
Nice
also
one.
the one part I forget which song it was, but when Marco ran up like upstairs with the
Oh,
sword,
with the sword, yeah,
yeah, and
yeah.
then the
You don't know? Do
fireworks
you
go
know about
off.
symbolic of that sword? What's the story behind that?
I
The
don't think I
the
do.
That's from uh, the medieval. I don't know if it is from the medieval times, but putting the sword on the ground means peace.
Hmm.
He's reclaiming peace, and the war's over. That's a symbol of peace.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
That's
because a
even
lot of a
cooler.
lot of media are promoting that as they're making fake assumptions about that. They mean that it is like war proclamation, but no, no, it's opposite of that. He's proclaiming peace, and everything is the wars are ending and stopping, and that's the whole point. Yeah, but it
Hmm.
was cool that the lightning struck on the position where he yeah, that's
Yeah,
incredible. Yeah.
yeah, that was
Yeah,
really
that's
cool.
cool. Yeah, yeah, that's always on the song Dolaza Croata, the rival of
Okay.
Croats. That's the song name. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that part was really cool. Trying to think, I mean, everything was cool. I'm trying to think of the, top couple moments that really, I mean, Glave, of course, is cool, and
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
probably when I felt like I
Yeah,
saw the most flares in the
oh, flares
audience.
on in from the hands of people. Yeah, that was incredible. It was a fog of red flare smoke. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. That was cool to see and to feel that. Yeah, nice,
It's
nice.
crazy to show, my American friends because, we don't
Oh,
have people don't have, flares over here in concerts
uh-huh.
and stuff. So they see that and they're like, "Oh my God, that's
What's
that's
that?
crazy."
Yeah. Nice one.
Like
Yeah,
that
cool.
and for, World Cup celebrations and
Oh yeah.
stuff. I feel like
Oh
it's
yeah. Yeah.
similar
Oh yeah.
vibe,
Yeah. Yeah. We are we're very proud, and we are all together when anyone from Croatia is performing in the world, and the Croats are very proud of themselves. As a folk people, and that's our identity. We are really proud for accomplishing on the world stages, and that's really nice.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Mario, unfortunately, we only have a couple more minutes here, and I have
Oh,
a few
oh, it
more.
went so fast,
I
Uncle.
know it went by so fast. I wish we had
Oh
more
yeah.
time. I want to
Oh yeah.
ask two more quick
Oh
questions.
yeah. Okay,
First
go
one
for it.
though, music related. What would be
Hmm.
your walkout song, your entrance song if you had to have like a fight, like say a boxing fight?
Like a fight from Marcos repertoire or
Anything.
anything. Oh, that's tough. I've never really thought about it. Hmm. Entrance song. Let's make it a funny one. I will go with the Blackbird from the Beatles. Blackbird.
Yeah. All
Let's do
acoustic
a funny bit.
guitar.
Yeah, yeah, that will be cool. That will be maybe a diversion for an enemy, opponent,
Uh-huh.
to
Yeah, to throw them
yeah.
off a little bit.
Oh yeah, throw him off. You know.
Man, that's funny. I thought you were gonna say Metallica or something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that would probably be confusing for the opponent for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I just thought it's a fun question for me to ask musicians because
Oh,
I
nice,
always think
nice.
about that, and I box a little bit too, so I always
Oh,
wonder like,
nice,
oh,
nice,
if I had
cool,
a
cool.
fight, you know.
Wow, wow, nice, nice.
But
That's good to hear.
as far as Thompson goes, I used to think that Kletva Kralja Zvonimira would
Oh
be a
yeah,
cool one.
that's that's a really a great song for entrance. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah.
But I know
Yeah.
Hrgović, famous Croatian
Oh yeah,
boxer,
yeah.
he does Geni Kameni. That's really cool
Oh
too as
yeah,
well.
yeah. On one match, I've seen Marco doing singing with him in the
Yeah,
ring.
inside
I
the
don't know
ring.
if you see
Yeah,
that video. Yeah,
I
that was
saw.
also so super cool. Yeah.
Yeah, super cool. And so Mario,
Mhm.
you've got the Scene concert coming up. That's
Yeah, yeah.
August.
It's
What date is that?
4th of August. Yeah.
4th of August. Okay, coming
Yeah, the
up.
day before Oluya. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I didn't realize
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
And leading up to that, and just here at the end
Hmm.
of the podcast, we only have about a minute left. But I
Okay.
want to thank you for coming on. But this is something that I ask all the guests when they
Uh-huh.
come on. But what to you makes Croatia special, or being Croatian?
What makes being it is special to be a musician in Croatia and to be a musician a musician with identification of being Croat. If you know what I mean. We are, as I said before, we are very proud of doing anything, Croatian wise and based on everything other than music. So. Being a musician and having that proud characteristics, a proud character in myself, it is a big, big thing to be inspired by music and to perform on a very big level. So that identification helps me being a even better musician,
Hmm.
if you know what I
Yeah.
mean. So that's my answer.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% agree. Well, Mario, thank you so much for taking the
Tanko,
time to
thank you
come here
very
on the
much.